Gives them the old razzle dazzle.
Come on. There we
And
go.
when
right,
Osric
we're good.
does the jazz
We're good.
hands, you need to
We're
play
good?
us
Yeah,
off
we're good.
That's
All
my
right.
Host it.
with the saxophones.
that's my somatic component.
All right. So I know it's been, jeez, like almost
Every time I cast a spell.
2 years.
I love that.
not 2 years, but it's been at least a couple months since we played last, where wow, like I lost my whole train of thought, just derailed. You have hired a ship. Well, let's say Avora has convinced the king to loan her a ship to sail back to where she's from in an attempt to liberate the Dragonborn, well, half the populace from the oppression of the other half of the populace. Just, or at least a fact-finding mission to see what's going on with this whole deal. And after, let's see, there was a shipboard fire briefly. There was like an almost fight on the ship. There was fire briefly. An attack by a ghost ship with some wraiths or something on it. The captain has decided to make a little stopover on a small island that was sighted to give the men a chance to walk around on land, maybe find some animals or something to restock with some fresh food instead of just hardtack and dried rations. Some fresh water, if possible, restock your water supply. And the ship does a quick run around the whole island before coming into the cove area here, which kind of acts as a natural water break against the ocean. And it pulls up, say, right about in this corner here. Not right up to the beach, obviously, but what? Am I on a different map?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
I am on a different map. Yep.
Okay.
So it sails around the hand puppet, and it gets to like the back of the mouth here. Safe and away from any rough waves. And it drops anchor, a few hundred feet out, and the little jolly boats or whatever they're called are lowered into the water, and most of the men go ashore, as well as everyone here, unless anyone wants to stay on the ship.
No, I'm getting off the ship as soon as I get a chance.
Okay. The captain and the first mate, or first officer, come off, and they're organizing the crew into details. He sends a couple guys out to try to find game or forage. He sends a few guys to start surveying if any of the trees are worth harvesting for lumber supplies and whatnot, pitch from the trees. And what would you all like to do, if anything?
On the ground.
It's a fairly warmish climate. The trees are they're not the same kind of trees you'd have back home. It's getting to be a bit of a warmer weather. So I don't know what kind of trees grow in warmer weather that's not quite tropical, but that's what you've got here. And you do see, it's hard to miss this ring of really tall mountains. Like, just like the map shows, they're like ridiculously spiky, not quite ice-capped, but they're big, tall mountains ringing a lake. You can see the lake as you sailed in, because it's not too terribly big. I don't know if I made the scale right. No, I definitely did not.
That's a tiny island.
Yeah, you can barely stand on it.
And yet the mountains are 100 feet tall.
Yeah, they're very skinny mountains.
I bet there's fresh water there.
Yeah, and there's a few guys headed toward the lake. to see if they can scavenge some fresh water. And when Vanriel gets here, he can supervise some hunting if you want. So
I help
what
with
he
the
wants to do.
repairs.
Okay, most of the ship isn't really terribly damaged. You know, it got a little fire scarred and whatnot. But a lot of the guys are just happy to be on shore. And the captain is kind of walking the beach, and he seems intrigued by there's like a sandbar kind of jutting out into the water, and you see him talk to a couple of the sailors, and one of the guys strips down to his shorts and dives under the water, and he's gone for, I mean, he comes up for air every now and then, but he keeps going down and coming back and talking to the captain. They seem to be not concerned, concerned's not the word, but interested in something that they've spotted.
I'll walk on over.
Okay. The captain sees you approach.
What did you find, Captain? Something down there?
You a sailor?
No, but I can, well, help people breathe water now.
Says, what do
Evaporated.
you know about geology?
Geology? Not that much. I know the word. Maybe Audric knows.
That I'm afraid you can't be much help here. Just a curious anomaly is all. He yells up onto the ship, or yells out to the ship because there's a guy still out there. He let's see. Where's my list of people on the ship? He's like, Weatherby! You hear, "Hi, Captain!" He says, "Fetch me my sea charts!" Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh, yell out. Hey, Osric! There's a geological anomaly here!
Osric is on the island. Not on the ship still, I think.
Right.
Wherever. Well, wherever he is.
And one of the divers comes up, and you're standing close to the captain as he comes up, and he's like, "Hi, Captain, you're not wrong. It does seem to be rather orderly for a man-made. I mean, for a naturally occurring formation." And he's like, "Yeah, that's what I thought." And by then the boat has shown up, and the guy's got his chart, and he kind of goes over to where the carpenter guys are. They got their little makeshift sawhorses out, and they're trying to plane down some wood, and he kind of brushes their tools off, and he lays out his chart on the wood, and he's looking, and you can see that it's basically just a big vast blue expanse that he's been jotting down notes, notations as the ship moves. And the shore is the Roldes is remarkably far off to the side. Like he's added pages to the chart. And he kind of converses in low hushed tones to his men. I'll let you make a perception roll because you're standing right there.
Here.
Oh, I'm way scrolled up. All right, that's terrible. And you whispered it to me. You got a 5. Check your character sheets to see if I accidentally switched it to be auto whisper. I might have. It's been a long time since I've been tweaking this, so.
Whisper talk. Okay.
All right, so you don't hear anything what he says, but you get the general impression that he thinks that someone may have been here before. But in the meantime, the men seem to be in high spirits. They got a big bonfire going with some of the excess wood trimmings and bark and stuff from the trees as they plane them down. And I'm going to say they get the ship docked probably close to evening, so as the day winds down, they get a nice big bonfire going, and they just kind of have a party on the shore. A lot of grog floating around, a lot of drunk sailors. They get their energy out in a couple of fist fights, but no one's seriously injured.
I do want to, hearing about this anomaly, I want to cast water breathing on myself and go
Okay.
swim down there myself. And
All right.
I want to see an anomaly.
So you swim down. I want you to make an intelligence check to see if you can figure out what you're trying to find.
Does anyone notice William do this?
Sure. I don't think he goes sneaky about it.
No, but is it off to the side? Is there a little distance or?
Well, that's up to William.
No, he's just near the captain.
He just starts stripping down.
Kind of throws down off his shirt and
That's a ritual cast, right?
yeah,
So it takes 10 minutes.
true.
Are
I
there
guess I'll
any other PCs near me?
cast it on others as well there.
Anybody who wants to be around can be around for this.
Yeah, I would be there.
I would, but I would also be participating in the fist fighting. So depending on when that happens,
Alright,
depends on where I am.
alright.
Might even be instigating some of the fist fights.
Honestly, I'm probably swimming in the lake by now.
Well, the lake is a good distance away from the sea, so you'd be off by yourself.
Or, okay, heading towards the lake to go swimming.
In the middle, well, I mean, it's nighttime, so you would probably wouldn't do that in the middle of the bonfire party time. I would say it's probably
Yes.
a good
yes. split
5
the
miles
party,
from the
split
shore
the
to get to
party.
the lake.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that means
Everyone
I'm pitching
split up.
in.
Hey, shut your fucking mouth! Shut your fucking mouth!
Split up.
Shut
Let's
up!
go.
Shut up! I'll murder you.
Yeah, when it says feet, it's miles.
That's an
Yep.
easy fix.
I-
Just go into the
I've decided
basements
it's
and change feet to
Yeah.
miles.
true. I'm gonna do that right now.
Colossus feet.
Page settings. Feet 2 miles. Bam!
That's better.
Look at that! I did it. It's a pretty big island all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's almost 100 miles across. That's not gonna work. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, nope, that won't work. How about, what if I do that? What does that do? Hey, that's better. Now it's a 20-mile island. That's big, but it's not huge.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Oh,
Damn, you too fast.
so yeah, I guess it's only about a mile into the lake, which would explain why you could see it sailing in, I guess, somehow. All right, so you go into the water, William, and you swim down to right around where the guys were poking around, and you see there's like, I guess on the surface there were little, like there was an like a, what's the word? Where the shore kind of jutted out, and it looked fairly natural. But when you go underwater, you notice that like there are the where the sand goes into the water, the bedrock that it's sitting on seems to be chiseled somewhat. It's kind of square. It could be mistaken for natural, maybe. It's like that in real life, like that weird underwater road that they found.
Oh, the Bimini Road?
Yeah. And they don't know if it's real or natural. It's kind of like that. There's just carved or seemingly carved blocks under the water, like there used to be a wharf or something handcrafted here that has sank. But there's enough surface landmarks that they were able to see it on their way in. Plus the water's not terribly deep. So you might have noticed it rowing ashore kind of stuff. But it does seem to have the captain a little bit on edge. Like he thought he was under the impression we were going into uncharted, unexplored territory for the most part, and now there's evidence that somebody's been here or is still here.
Aliens.
But he doesn't. Yes, but could it be aliens? But he doesn't get his crew all nervous about it. He's keeping watch. You know, there's enough guys here that there's somebody up all night anyway. And in the morning, same deal. Guys go off to finish what they were doing. A few animals are hauled in. I was kind of hoping Chris would be here by now.
How many people did I beat? I mean, we could play that
all-
out for like 10 minutes.
All of them.
Yeah.
Sailors were
All right,
like level
cool.
1 crew members.
Sweet.
So they start taking bets on who can land a hit. Not so much take you down, but at least land a punch.
Love that.
And I would say you probably deck a couple of them. And as you're swinging, you see that orc guy in your field of view again. Like, this is what I
Yeah.
would have done to him. Wham!
Yeah, exactly.
Send the guy flying, but oh, Pitsy boy, where you is?
He'll be here at 7. That'll be his
Yeah.
right on time.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
All right.
you got another 20 minutes.
Well, around noon, as some of the sailors come back with like a deer or some other grazing animal that they've dressed real quick and fried up and whatnot, you hear a trumpet alarm sound.
Which
Like from the
direction?
boat?
Like from further inland. It's one of the horns that the sailors would have given one another as a distress call.
Horn!
Horn, yeah, and it's coming from further inland. And the captain's like, "Oh no, that sounds like Dale's horn.
Oh,
Dale-
you have a good ear.
Dale was in the carpentry crew. They are." I'm like spacing it today. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just like out of it. There's a river that I forgot to draw on the map.
Because
that
this
the
is
ship
a
has-
Sunday night game and it's Monday.
It is, and I also haven't run this game in forever,
Oh,
so I'm trying to remember what I was trying to do in the first place.
You're like me last night.
Yeah.
Hey, it's still fun.
But yeah, the captain comes over and he goes, Would you mind following the river and see if you can figure out what happened to what Dale's making so much noise about?"
Certainly. Captain.
Of course.
Yeah. You can do that.
It's a yeah. So it's just a river that he followed to see if they could find better lumber or whatnot. Yes, this is all the contrivance to start an encounter. Here we go. Let's see.
Are you sure he's not just trying to get a jam started?
Yeah, and Dale would punch you in the face if you called her him.
Oh.
All right, let's see. I didn't pick any good music. We'll go with this. Stop that one. Oh, Forest Day. I guess it's not music. Inland days. And you get to a site, about a mile and a half in from shore. And you see the